Hi there. Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. In today's show, we focus on Jamaica, the maritime state, plus integrating communications technology at the ports. Sit back and relax for these and more as we keep you informed and entertained throughout the pages of Jamaica Magazine.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash, no paper, no dash, no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
Jamaica has secured a seat on the International Maritime Organization Council. The development happened at the 30th session of the IMO General Assembly in November. This enhances the country and the region's capacity to contribute to decision-making relating to development of seafaring and the maritime sector. In this feature, let's look at what Jamaica has to offer as a maritime state. The seas call them home. Home, where the northeast trade winds dance through the sounds of reggae, where the cockpit country shadows the world's fastest man, the vanguard of the Caribbean. The seas call them home, home to Jamaica. Jamaica is the third largest island in the Caribbean and the largest English-speaking island state, with the seventh largest natural harbor in the world, essential for a robust shipping industry. Jamaica also has the second largest transshipment hub in the Caribbean. These developments are driven by a commitment to honor the international maritime conventions that Jamaica has signed, establishing a maturing partnership with the International Maritime Organization, IMO. This 40-year partnership brings consistent advocacy for the maritime interests of Jamaica, the Caribbean and small island developing states, and the least developed countries. The seas carry them on, shaping an expansive and progressive maritime vision, fueling a structure and infrastructure of container, cruise and bulk cargo ports, maritime administration and ship registration, maritime education and training. This vision led to the expansion and upgrading of port facilities island-wide to capitalize on additional trade and larger ships accessing services through the newly expanded Panama Canal. The expansion positions Kingston as one of the region's major ports. The Port of Kingston is also equipped to offer a range of maritime logistical services, for example, operating as the regional hub for vehicles delivered to 23 destinations in Central America and the Caribbean. Through German Ship Repair Services Jamaica, the island also offers wet dock repair services and plans full ship repairs with a floating dry dock. Jamaica's commitment to a greener maritime environment guides its fuel diversification with the use of clean fuels, including natural gas. The prevention of maritime pollution is also integral in policy initiatives. As part of this thrust, Jamaica is now acceded to the Ballast Water Management Convention 2004 and is also the lead partnering country in the IMO's Global Ballast Partnerships Program. Bunkering is another key element of Jamaica's position as a major shipping center. We supply bunkers not only for vessels calling at Jamaican ports, including cruise ships, but also for those transiting across the wider Caribbean. Falmouth, Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, Port Antonio and Kingston, 5 cruise shipping ports, with the Falmouth Pier being purpose-built for the largest cruise ships in the world. These major cruise ports offer a full range of cruise passenger facilities and services. Awarded the world's leading cruise destination, Jamaica's unique attractions, diverse tourism and numerous recreational and cultural activities are equal sources of attraction for the creme de la creme of the seas, Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship and other major cruise lines. The seas sends them out. Seafarers and shipping staff trained in Jamaica for international service are key to Jamaica's success as a maritime state. The Caribbean Maritime University, CMU, is the sole IMO-recognized maritime training institution in the English-speaking Caribbean for the training of officers. The CMU is now poised to satisfy the region's demands in the expanding maritime and logistics sectors with the opening of 5 satellite campuses. Through partnership with the Technical Cooperation Division of the IMO, Jamaica helps countries in the region meet their obligations under the International Convention on Standards of Training, Certification and Watchkeeping for Seafarers. Jamaica has also chaired for 10 years at the IMO, the organ responsible for the international rules for standards of training for seafarers. Jamaica is committed to reducing substandard shipping in the Caribbean. To meet this objective, the island has hosted the Secretariat of the Caribbean Memorandum of Understanding on Port State Control, CMOU, since 2004. In addition, Jamaica is host to the International Seabed Authority. 25 states now have permanent missions to support the regulation and control of all mineral-related activities of the authority. Partnering with the IMO Program of Integration for Women in the Maritime Sector, Jamaica has helped to mobilize maritime women in the region and strengthened their contribution to the safety, security and environmental protection of the maritime industry. Jamaica has also hosted the inaugural Regional Women in Maritime Association WEMAC conference. Its executive is led by a cohort of strong female leaders, including its first president, a Jamaican. The seas carry them through. Jamaica's long-standing advantages, highly developed shipping expertise, and a skilled and educated workforce has seen our maritime sector blossom into an invaluable resource for the Caribbean and the region. A maritime state, a maritime home, bridging the IMO with the Caribbean and the Americas.
Let's get together and feel alright. They told me, pa-ra-pa-pam-pam, I have no gifts to give, pa-ra-pa-pam-pam. I am a poor boy too, pa-ra-pa-pam-pam.
The introduction of the Port Community System PCS technology is moving goods through Jamaica's sea and airports at a speed matching up to global players. This electronic platform provides for integrated, transparent and consistent interaction between government and private sector entities doing business at the ports. We now get the facts on how it works.
The Port Authority of Jamaica is in the process of establishing a Port Community System PCS. It's a system designed to create greater efficiency in business processes and increased competitiveness of our industry players. The neutral and open electronic platform will provide for reliable round-the-clock access to business transactions at the ports. The system will also allow for effective tracking, tracing, and surveillance of cargo by stakeholders associated with transshipment activity. And where time is of the essence and reducing cost a priority to compete, the PCS is a saving grace. To successfully import items, shipping agents need to first send a cargo manifest to the port community system. This is simply a document detailing all the content in a cargo, ownership, and other information on the shipper and receiver. Once Customs approves the submission, the PCS will distribute the manifest to the terminal operator and other government agencies. The importer will pay the shipping agent the applicable freight charges, after which a shipping agent release or validated bill of lading is generated and stored electronically in the PCS. For commercial cargo from importers who have been granted all the required permits and licenses, the customs broker will then submit a declaration C-87 form to the customs Asikuda. A notification will be sent to the client or broker to pay the relevant taxes and fees. The customs broker or the importer also needs to pay storage and handling costs for the shipment to generate a terminal release. This is paid to the terminal operator and is also stored in the PCS. Having generated the validated bill of lading, customs release, and terminal release documents, the PCS then generates a final gate pass release. The port community system will also send notifications to the importer that the shipment is ready for pickup. In the case of exporting, the exporter, customs broker, or freight forwarder will use the PCS to make a booking request to the shipping agent. The export process starts once the shipping agent sends the booking confirmation along with container number to the PCS. The PCS will then generate the empty release instruction and submit it to the terminal, while empty pickup instructions are sent to the selected freight forwarder. The freight forwarder must then identify the trucker responsible for picking up the empty container. In order to gain access to the terminal and pick up the empty container, the trucker makes an appointment within the trucking appointment system. Once the appointment is validated, a notification is sent to the shipping agent, the trucker, and the freight forwarder. The trucker can then proceed with this appointment to pick up his empty container from the terminal. Once collected, the terminal operator sends the number of the container collected by the trucker to the PCS, and the information is redirected to the shipping agent, updating the booking confirmation. Upon receipt of the empty container from the trucker, the exporter or freight forwarder registers the arrival with the PCS. After the container has been stuffed and sealed, the booking confirmation is updated with the container cargo details, which is also redirected to the shipping agent. The exporter or freight forwarder then designates a customs broker to lodge the export customs declaration. Once customs vets the declaration and approves the cargo, they'll send a customs release to the PCS, which redirects it to the exporter or freight forwarder. The freight forwarder identifies the trucker in the PCS who will pick up the container from the exporter or freight forwarder facility and bring it to the container terminal operator. When all the terminal gate-in authorizations are validated in the PCS, the trucker can then go through the appointment process. Gate-in authorizations to access the terminal are customs release, booking confirmation, terminal authorization, and trucker identification. When the trucker picks up the container from the exporter or freight forwarder facility, its departure is registered in the PCS and the trucker can proceed to the terminal gate. Once documentation such as the integrity form and police letter are vetted and entries allowed, the terminal operator sends a gate-in report to the PCS. The container may be checked again by customs on the terminal, and once completed, it's then loaded onto the exporting vessel and an update sent to the PCS. After the vessel's departure, an export manifest is generated in the PCS and sent to the shipping agent, while customs is notified. The Jamaica Port Community System, a single-window environment, harmonizing and optimizing port and logistics services through automation, improving security, reducing cost, and providing a greater scope for each user to increase competitiveness.
nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Doing business online and even socializing with friends and family has become a more convenient way of life for many of us. But with so many risks involved, we all have to exercise caution when connecting to networks and sharing information about ourselves that unscrupulous persons or organizations can access and use to create havoc. Watch now as we share with you information on how you can protect yourselves while online.
Choose strong passwords. A lot of us reuse our password and we use easy what we call soft passwords. The name of your child, your date of birth. We encourage consumers to choose passwords that are complex, include characters, numbers, and symbols in your password, and no less than 8 characters. The other precaution is to control access to your machine. That includes don't leave your device open on the table. So your smartphone or your computer, lock the screen. Very important because somebody can easily access your data that way. The other precaution is to protect your sensitive data. So identity theft is real. And it's pretty easy for an actor with criminal intent to get your private, to create an identity of you. So they can go on your Facebook page or your LinkedIn or any social media site and grab your information, your name and other information, and create a profile of you in a different scenario. In some cases, they can actually go in other jurisdictions. They can use the social security number and actually apply for bank accounts and other services, financial services. So identity theft is real and it affects us all. So the advice is to try and limit the amount of information you put out there in social media. Social media is important. It keeps you in touch with friends and family you haven't seen for years, and you have a big geographical distance between them, but it also exposes you. So keep your private information offline. In regards to online shopping, utilize the services of a legitimate and well-known and well-established website. Some of these more well-established websites may not necessarily carry the product or the service that you're looking for, but you do have websites out there that they may be running a legitimate organization, but their security precautions that they take in their back-end system is not sufficient. It not necessarily means that you can't shop with them, but or they might not deliver your product, but the level of trust that you have in them might not necessarily be what it should be. But online shopping, there's a service called Better Business Bureau, which a lot of these websites utilize now. And what they do is the Better Business Bureau will evaluate the website and organization for the level of legitimacy, the care that they take in protecting shoppers' data, and they will give them a rating. Their rating system is also based on the number of complaints that consumers logged with the Better Business Bureau. So so websites that are highly rated by the Better Business Bureau will have a tag on them, BBB. You may have seen that before. So that's a good way of evaluating a particular website if you choose to shop with them. Protect your credit card information, especially online. Don't just plug it in any website. And remember to log out of websites after you finish using them.
In the past, we would simply, go into a bank and we would sign mountains of documents to purchase a house or even a car. Now there are opportunities for you to use digital signatures where you can do these transactions online, which now makes it even more challenging to police, because how do we know that you are the actual individual online that is adding a signature to a particular contract or an agreement? So it is very important for consumers to understand and to have a better education on protecting ourselves in these regards.
Sweet Jamaica, we not left ya. Chop yam and banana, we not left ya.
Finger licking jerk chicken, Helcher fish and bami, we run down yam and banana, roast bread fruit, sweet potato pudding. Jamaica food sweet. So let's make a pledge to use more local produce and less foreign goods. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
Sweet Jamaica, we not left ya.
And now for some of the stories in our news this week.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. 80 residents of Montego Bay who were affected by flood rains last month have received assistance from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. Portfolio Minister Shahini Robinson says representatives from the ministry are continuing field work to ensure similar disbursements to another 70 persons. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie says more than $1 billion of infrastructural works is to commence within a few days in the West Kingston constituency. The Jamaica Social Investment Fund is the coordinating agency.
Come January morning, we are going to be making a significant change by putting in proper piping system, proper sanitation system, so that the people of West Kingston will no longer have to encounter with sewage water and you have to get up hours a morning just to get water, to get a shower.
Technology Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley has opened a $7.7 million cyber cafe or community access point at Sterling Castle in St. Andrew, established through a partnership involving the Universal Service Fund and the Flow Foundation. It is outfitted with computers, printers, and other devices, as well as a 7-kilowatt grid-tie solar system.
Today we are here at Sterling Castle to commission the first community access point that is fully equipped with a solar PV system. We took a decision to ensure that new community access points are sustainable, and in fact, those that were commissioned before our time, that we bring sustainability back to these community access points.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force has constructed a new auditorium and bathroom facilities to improve its training capacity at Harmon Barracks. The buildings are among 7 prefabricated buildings donated by China Harbour Engineering Company and were installed and outfitted by the ministry at a cost of $10.8 million. National Security State Minister Senator Pernell Charles Jr. says 17 acres of land will be ready for cultivation at the Tamarind Farm Adult Correctional Center in January 2018. He made the announcement while delivering care packages to 188 inmates at the correctional center a week ago.
For me, it is not about being soft. It is about being smart. And so we intend to focus on providing the basic amenities, the basic toiletries that you need to take care of yourself, to make sure you know, not feel, but know that you are valued. Because if I can get it into your minds that you are valued, then when you are confronted with decisions, you will take smart decisions.
104 residents of West Central St. Catherine have been enrolled in a training program for unattached youth. It's being spearheaded by Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton and offers certification in early childhood education, allied nursing, web page design, and other vocational areas. The Ministry of Education has received 76 fire extinguishers from United Way of Jamaica for use in 57 early childhood institutions ECIs. And finally, as of April 1, 2018, small and micro businesses registered as GCT taxpayers will be mandated to e-file their monthly GCT returns via the Jamaica Tax Portal online, as is currently being done by large and medium taxpayers. Small and micro businesses can make arrangements with the TAJ for one-on-one sessions to train their staff or request an advisory visit at their business location to get assistance on the procedure to e-file returns. A how-to guide for e-filing of consumption tax returns is also available on the TAJ website at jamaicatax.gov.jm. And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
Each time you're not paying full attention to the road environment, the greater your chances of getting in a crash like that. Plan routes to avoid focusing on GPS systems, prevent children from roaming in motor vehicles, turn down the volume of car stereo systems, pull off the roadway if you have to use mobile devices, do not read, watch television or eat while driving, avoid multitasking, and keep conversations with other passengers to a minimum. Whether you walk, ride, or drive, avoid potentially fatal distractions.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Join us again tomorrow and we'll do this all over again. Until then, you can click online at jis.gov.jm and visit our YouTube channel to get the latest government information. Also follow us on Twitter and Facebook and download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson, reminding you to start the new year with the resolutions you've made. Till next time, do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.